Greetings and welcome to Prosperous Universe, episode 3. So in the previous episode we made some carbon. It's up for sale at the moment. I made overnight it produced and I put it up for sale. I made a mistake, I accidentally bought some instead. So I'm still trying to sell it. Now I've got 4 instead of 2, so I made a slight mistake. But generally speaking, it's going to sell for the same price that we bought it for, so there we go. Anyway, before we get too into the detail, this game was provided for free by the developer, which I am actually really enjoying the game. I don't know if you guys are enjoying it or not, but to me, this is me. The actual the detail, this sort of stuff. This is just what I do. I love this kind of stuff. Anyway, I've been working on some calculations. So this might look complicated, and it is, but we are making carbon. This is our goal, is to make carbon. To make carbon, we have to use H2O, which costs us 100 per stack at the moment because it's here. It's actually 150 right now, but we can look at the order book and see we can buy it for 120. So we can actually, its price is a bit higher than it was, but we'll adjust that price. So the price is now 120. So the H2O is now 120. Okay. Now we have some in stock, but that's irrelevant. That's just for me to know how much we can produce right now. So to make these different plants, it requires different amounts of water, of H2O. The bits in brackets are the amount of the material we produce when we actually produce it. So this one is the best so far. For each 1 unit of water, we can produce 4 grains. This takes 21 hours to complete, giving us a total cost of 120 of raw material to produce 4. That gives us a price of 30 per grain. Yeah, so per grain. Total production time is 21 hours 49 minutes, which we kind of knew because it's the same there as there. Because that's production time with the drinking water, the rations, and the overalls, the clothing for the pioneers, being that per day, that per hour. That is our cost in staff. With that cost per unit, meaning that's our total cost per unit. Okay. Yes, that's what it costs us. So that's our cost per unit to make grain. We then put the grains at a cost of 30 raw material cost in. We need 4 of them to make 2 carbon. This gives us a production time of 1 day 53, a raw cost of 120, which is a full batch. We need 4 of them, so it makes sense. Giving us a production cost of 60 per carbon output, because 120 divided by 2. So if we sell it for that, we make that profit. Total production time is that with that time plus that time added together, giving our staff costs of that. Our staff cost per unit of that, we produce 2 per run, and our total cost of that, including the raw material costs. Meaning, if we sold it for 13.40, we'd actually make a loss of 6.72. Now, you have to make a profit, even if it's only small. You want to at least be making your own. So we need to sell for 13.46 to make a profit. So if we were to actually sell for 13.40, or we could even try the right value, 13.50, we'd make a profit at that point. That's the only way we're going to make a profit. The problem is the costs are these. These are the costs we have here, and these are what are crippling us right now. So these costs, I actually have them stacked up here. Boop, boop, boop. Here on the right hand side, we just add those into a nice. Oh, you can't really do much about that. Okay, so this one here. As you can see, 135 is our lowest price on that. So if we switch back here, 120, 180. Okay, so for rations, 135 is the lowest price. Rations, we have 180, so 135. Right. The next one is over there. Yeah. So this one is overalls 300. Overalls 300 and 105 for drinking water. There's only 2 units, it's not worth it. Let's make it 120 because there's only 2 units worth. So with those prices now actually hard set, we professional. We have the prices. Now that tells us we've got new prices. Staff costs are down. We can actually reduce this down to 117. So it's how you adjust the prices. So now we do 1180. So our prices are actually down considerably because of the ration price coming way down. Now, how far down will the ration prices stay? 8 rations will do 2 days, and it's 180 and it's 180. Yeah, so it goes back up again. They'll go back to 180 eventually, which takes us up to 30. So a little change in that price, makes a big change overall to us. So we have to be careful. 150. So we have to keep an eye on those prices. Now, if someone starts manufacturing these at a lower value or make it more consistently low, that's great. Because up until recently, these prices have been 220, and that was really out there price-wise. We need someone to start making these basically. So we can't produce that any cheaper. So we have to keep an eye on that. Now, I have looked around. In order to send a ship out to bring resources in, it's ridiculously expensive right now. Now, my calculations are rough, and I just did them on the fly, so hopefully these are correct. But I have figured out, if we made a food processor, we could turn the spare water into drinking water, which would basically wipe out this cost. And that'd bring our price down to 889. So that's a doable thing. We need 34,000 credits to do that. Or we could build, get rid of these windows here. Boop, boop, boop. Or we could build a second incinerator, which means we can produce the carbon faster. Now that's an option as well. So if we were to build a second incinerator, that would per day, in essence, double the amount of these we can produce, which would in theory cut this cost by half. Now, if it was to do that, that'd make that price. Now, I'm not saying that would do it. I'd have to run the calculations again properly to make sure that would actually double. Because in theory, we'd be running twice as many people. But if we can keep the same number of people, and our production stays the same, which I'm not sure if we can, because you can see here, we actually have 100 and we need 140. But if we could do it, that would actually that would actually help us out a lot. So I say we go for a second incinerator. So second incinerator. We can't afford it. We need materials. So what would an incinerator cost us? Construct, please. The pioneers and an incinerator is BSC 4. Right. So let's make a thing here. So let's make is it just incinerator? It is. Let's make a little block here for incinerators. So I want to make an incinerator. Right. Let's grab these because I think these are pretty much the same materials. Copy that. Boop. Right. What do we need? We need BSE. BSE, good, we have that. Oh, that's this one here. Delete that for now. We need 4 BSE. BDE. Yeah, we need 2 BDE. 2 BDE. BBH. 2 BBH. We already have the BTA in stock. And then we need 5 MCG. Pretty much the same cost as the one, just a little bit more on the BSE. So that's going to cost us 40,000. Now we could make the incinerator, or we can make food processing. I feel that the incinerator is actually the one that's going to help us out the most. It'll produce more carbon as well. So let's go with that. Let's go and get an incinerator. We need 40,000. Sick. We have available 23,000. I have a plan. Because of these costs of sending the ships anywhere are so astronomically high, pun intended, we're never going to send those ships anywhere, not for a very long time. So, at least not until somebody starts making fuel at a cheaper price. Those prices are just way high. Anyway, that being said, we can actually sell our fuel onto the market, because if you look here, orders, there are being bought. So if we were to say our fuel is we can sell it for 125 and 6. Now if we were just to put this cost in, just as a quick getting count here, FTL sells for 125 and STL sells for 6, and we have, now let's go and bring these materials into our stock system. You drag that fuel into there. Drag that fuel into there. We don't need these ships to be moving anytime soon, so hopefully these will actually have enough money for us to be able to buy the second incinerator. We have 200 FTL fuel, and we have 1420 STL fuel. 1420, which means we have that times that, and that times that equals sum of those two. We have 33,000 credits worth of fuel in stock. That'll do it. 33 plus 23. So people over here, we got that. So we have current. I may have jumped into the fast side of the wheel. We have, what was that, 23,400 in stock. So if we were to add those together, we would have that plus that, which would put 56,900, and we only need 40,000 to produce the extra incinerator. We can do it. Okay, so let's go and do it. That's all in my stock already, so we can actually just sell. So we go to fuels, orders, place an order, our entire amount, sell for, this is STL fuel? FTL. FTL is currently selling for 125. 125. Sold. Alright, next up, we bring up the price of the FCL fuel. Place an order. It's worth 6 units, put all of it on board. 6 is our selling price. Sell. Sold. All of our fuel from our ships is now gone. So our ships cannot fly anywhere if we wanted them to. And we have 56,942 in the bank. So let's just delete these sale values here. Don't need those anymore. And we made some money. Excellent. Now with that money, let's go and buy our materials. So we need BBH. So we need to be under. Oh no, not parts. Prefabs. Right. So BBH. BBH. We need 2 BBH, please. Orders. We can only buy at 6,000 because no one's making it right now. So we need 2 units at, and it currently is valued at 6,000. There we go. That's 1 down. Next on our list, we need BDE. 2 of those. BDE. We need 2 of those, and they are selling for 2,000. Really? Now somebody else is buying. Okay, 8,000. And buy. Okay. So we've got some of the materials in now, and the next up on the list is BSE. We need 4 of those. BSE, 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 BSE. At 3,000. Buy. Okay, and then finally on our list, MCG, which is a blue one, which is really cheap stuff to buy. Blue, which is basic, no, not consumables, it's basic materials. There we go. And these are MCG orders. Purchase, and we need 5 units of that at the 40 value. Okay, that should be enough to produce a second incinerator. Construct, Pioneers, incinerator, build. Second incinerator, excellent. So, at some point tomorrow, we'll have more of these materials available. We are actually out of all of the materials right now, so we can't do anything. But that will increase our production capability. I thought we should get rid of these nuts; they were annoying. Let's delete these now. We have our selling value there. We are down to 16,000. It is doable. We got some credit on the materials. Nice. Our drinking water's down to 5. We use 4 per day. Our rations down to 5. We use 5 a day, and our water's at 29, which we don't use anything until we produce. But we are going to need to get. In fact, can I shut down that request there? Now we're 2 incinerators, so I can do stuff at the same time. But because we are going to be tomorrow, we're going to be out of production, so we can start producing more. So let's get you guys up and running, shall we? So we want to be making more of these maize. That's going to give us 10 units. That's going to be good. That's going to keep us going for a short while. So we can make more of you. Just do let's queue up a few of these. The grains are the best ones, 1 to 4 units. Takes a day each, but I think that's fine. We have 2 of these operating right now. So just pop down a couple of those just to keep things operational. Over here, we'll say make me the small amounts using the one that uses grains. Will be coming on. The HCP is coming online soon. So HCP is that one. We'll have 10 of those. We use 4 per production run, so we do 2 orders. That'll be 8. We can't do another one with the 10. So at least we can get those up and running. And then once they're up and running, we can start using the grains. So that's gonna be good for us. Once that completes 21 hours, that completes sometime tomorrow, which is a useless time frame. I have no idea when tomorrow. That's not helpful at all. That's the least helpful you've ever been. When that's done, we'll be able to start producing. Now, okay, we're down to 66% efficiency. But that's due to the lack of workers, but I can't afford new workers yet. So that's actually hampering us the most. But I wish there's no way to cancel it, unfortunately. Could destroy the building, I suppose, but that would help because we can't rebuild afterwards. Interesting idea, though. Anyway, that being said, all of this is up and running here. Now they can't produce until that completes, but as soon as that does complete, which should be tomorrow, we'll be able to have 2 things running at once, which hopefully halves our costs, as long as it doesn't double our time. No way of knowing if that will do it, but we kind of screwed at that point anyway, so hopefully it will. Worst case scenario, we can't make the money. We start making a loss, which we're already doing technically, and we have to liquidate the company and start again. If we have to start again, based on the way the market is right now, I'd say drinking water is there, overalls are there. We need to start making something. I think we'll come into the market and start bringing in maybe drinking water or rations, which is a food producer. I don't know. We'd have to look into what areas of the market are the most needed. But I think drinking water and rations are the big ones to go into if we have to abandon carbon. I hope we don't have to abandon carbon though, because carbon is a nice little industry to be in. Anyway, so that's all that done. That's all that done. People are joining and leaving the chat. Okay. The actual server itself, the game itself, would have been open 1 week. On Monday midnight UTC. Martin's one of the developer type, which is actually quite impressive. I mean, I got the game access on Thursday, I believe. Anyway, everything's going okay. I fixed access to 40,000. That's not bad actually. That's all the materials we own. Okay. We apparently made 34,000 profit so far, which I'm not sure that's true. We have the materials there for carbon, which just needs someone to buy it. Carbon, unfortunately, right now is no one's buying it. It's too expensive. I'm happy to drop that price down if I can do rerun the calculations and see if that is going to work. So I'm going to run away. I'm going to rerun the calculations and see if this will help. I won't be able to do the calculations again until that finishes tomorrow sometime. Then these 2 can start while this moves in, and if they give me the new ETAs. Because the key part there is, will this take longer to produce? It says 1 day 13 hours to produce 2 units of carbon using HCP. I've got 1 day 53 minutes. They've got 1 day 13 hours. So I have to rerun the calculations on that. Is the extra time delay going to screw over the whole calculation? Because obviously it takes longer, which means it costs more. But does it cost sufficiently more to be a problem? I'm sure we'll find that out later. But for now, I'm going to run off and do the calculations. I will see you all later. Okay, so I've done rerun the calculations. The spreadsheet's changed a little bit to compensate for it all. But I've rerun the calculations, and the cost by adding the incinerator in has indeed increased the actual time it takes to produce everything, which we kind of expected it would do given the the lack of manpower. Which means that the price has actually gone down, but if we have both of these producing, GRN, and both of these are able to start actually pump out carbon at all times, then we can successfully now produce carbon at a cost of 1,212 per unit, which still puts it above what people want to pay. Because people want to pay 250, which is, we're not going to get down to that ever. I think we can get down to 800 maybe, with a push. But to do that, we're going to need to bring these costs down. This is still going to be our biggest factor here. So if these costs can come down, that will really help with that. Now, I'm going to play around with the calculations later on. Not right now, off camera, because it's going to take a long while to figure it out. But if I increase my workforce to 180, so that's going to be, if I increase my workforce to 200, that doubles my manpower costs. But if I do that, will it reduce the production time sufficiently to bring the prices down? That's the key component there. So if I were to double these costs, so 4 to 8, 8 and 1, that puts my current costs up to 2,154. That's not sustainable for anything, but that would bring down our production times. So the question really is, if we were to do that, would the production times come down sufficiently to bring these prices down to below the 1,000 mark? Hopefully yes, but that's something I have to play around with and figure out. But until next time, let me know what you think of the game and if you want to, if we should be looking at moving on to a different industry within the game. But until next time, comments in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.